Crossroads Community Service. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Crossroads Community Services Board. Is one of 39 Virginia Community Services Boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-548-1688. And if you need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced financial professional ready to guide you on your financial journey. Her expertise lies in helping clients create a robust and enduring financial foundation to build on into the future. So you can reach out to Rita Stewart by phone at 804-677-7555, on Instagram at Money Matters and T, on the World Wide Web at LegacyFinancialWellness.com, on Facebook at Legacy Financial Wellness, or at her personal email at rita.stewart@5ringsfinancial.com. Legendary Culture Films, one of the hottest and upcoming movie production companies, would like to let you know about a couple movies that they have out currently, and one of them on the way. First, the movie Black Sheep, currently airing on Tubi, is about a young hustler trying to make the transition from the streets, becomes an outcast and the target, and it turns into war in the city. It is a great movie. If you want to catch it, it's on Tubi right now. Another great movie that's coming to Tubi soon, Legend Has It. It's about a young warlock seeking revenge on his mother's killers, an action-packed thriller that will have you out of your seats. Legend Has It is coming soon from Legendary Culture Films. And a new movie in development, Boys in the Woods. That should be a very interesting one coming from Legendary Culture Films. Bernard's Towing. If you find yourself in a jam and need help getting your vehicle out of a tough situation, Bernard's Towing is there to help you get your car where you need it to be. Remember, call us once and be hooked. You can contact Bernard's Towing at 804-380-2774 or at 804-495-5111. Big Jack's Cooking with Orlon Big Jack Jackson. They specialize in Southern comfort food. Orlon told us one time in a broadcast, if it's comfortable, they'll cook it. So if you're looking for amazing Southern comfort food, reach out to Big Jack's Cooking at 8830 Otterburn Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002, or by phone at 804-405-0330. You can also email Big Jack at bigjackscooking@gmail.com. Last but not least, Perfect Mix, the 100% natural, handcrafted, fruit blended premium lemonades. If you want the perfect lemonade, Perfect Mix is just right for you. Follow us on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Instagram at Perfect Mix, on Facebook at Perfect Mix. You can go and get your orders right now. Just reach out to us via our social media pages. Shipping and delivery are available. Hey, and you're probably wondering, where do I find the Legacy Maker Sports Network? Well, first of all, you can head over to our website at www.LegacyMakersports.com to check out all the latest in the sports world. Also, if you want to check us out on our social media pages, you can reach us on Facebook and in LinkedIn at Legacy Maker Sports Network. You can reach us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Legacy Maker Sports. And then you can reach us on Twitter, aka X, at Legacy Maker SPN. Make sure you give us a like, a share, and why don't you go ahead and subscribe to our channels. Once again, we thank you all for tuning in to the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network. We are so glad to be here with you today. We've got a big matchup coming your way, and we are so excited to be able to bring you today's contest. We got the Virginia Commonwealth, the VCU Rams taking on the Richmond Spiders here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. We'll be back in just a second. The national anthem will be about to be played. We'll be back in just a little bit on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem just given by a trio of Richmond Spidal faithful. Once again, everybody, I'm Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network. So glad to have you all here with us for our fourth broadcast of the season. I know it's been a while. You're probably saying, hey guys, where have you been? But we are back to bring you another broadcast. Today, it's a rivalry like no other. It's the hashtag battle of the 804, as we'll see the 15-4 Richmond Spiders take on the 6-12 VCU Rams. The starting lineups are about to go underway. Both teams are coming in on a different front. VCU 2-2 on the month. We've seen Richmond, they're 4-0. so far in January and trying to continue that and keep things rolling on that front. So now the starting lineups getting introduced to us here in just a few minutes. Right now they're honoring Maggie Dugan, who did an amazing job just about a week or so ago in the matchup versus Davidson, scoring 48 points, a career high for herself, a school record, and on top of that, the highest scoring output for the Atlantic 10 Women's Conference ever. And that's just saying a lot. The 48-point performance was absolutely amazing from Maggie Dugan. But now today, we have a rivalry renewed we call it here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network, the hashtag Battle of the 804. We've seen this happen quite a few times. The last few times this matchup has happened, it's been on Richmond. They have won 5 straight games in this series to officially tie this series up at 47 apiece. So it's winner today takes the lead in the series. Winner today gets the advantage in game 1 of maybe, well, sure, at least 2. Who knows, maybe 3 gets to the Atlantic 10 tournament, but at least 2 games. And here's the kicker. VCU, their last 3 games that they won here were all, in this series, were all in the Robb Center. And so if this is going to be the day that we see an upset, this could be the day. And you know, the struggles for this VCU Rams team has been shown, but the biggest thing is losing Mariana Asari. She's your leading scorer. She came into the season as a preseason all-conference player, and now not having her is going to be huge. But we're going to see how things play out here. Once again, we're very excited to be able to bring you today's broadcast here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. So, starters for VCU. First, we've got number 8, Deja Preston. 5.6 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, and averaging 1.6 assists. Then we have Leia Crispin. Leia Crispin is averaging 2.3 points per game, and she is taking the spot of Mariana Asari. Then we have Ann Zachariah, 4.9 points per game, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, this young lady has a jump shot, and this is just from what I've seen. It has a Dirk Nowitzki-esque to her game, so we're going to get a chance to see that today. And then we have Lucia Sotelo, who's been on this game for this team for a couple of years, 2.3 points per game. And then the person leading the way in scoring since Asari has moved or has been out for the season with a leg injury is Katerina Konarzovic. Now, Konarzovic is going to be the person that VCU is going to have to funnel things through to get things started. So it's going to be very huge for her to get going and to try to get things going. Now, this bench for the VCU is very good. They're one of the best in the conference, one of the best in the nation, so they know how to score off the bench. Now, starting lineup for the VCU, for the Richmond Spiders: Alicia Newell, 7.9 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game. And then we have Allie Sweeney, the other guard, averaging 10.7 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game. Sweeney is dynamic on the floor. When you see Sweeney, she's doing a little bit of everything, and you got to watch out for her because she's one of the best three-point shooters in this conference. Then we have Rachel Ostrom, 14.9 points per game, one half of the dynamic duo. She also has 16 rebounds per game and 1.3 assists per game. Sam Dewey is in the starting lineup today, 5.4 points per game, 2.6. Now, Dewey has been coming off of the bench for the Spiders quite a bit this season, and we've seen Tiara Simon in this spot. So Dewey's been playing really well lately, and I'm not surprised that they're making the move to put her in this spot. And then last but not least, one of the best players in the nation. She's top 5 in points scored so far this season. She's top 5 in scoring average, and that's Miss Maggie Dugan. 23.6 points per game, 8.6 rebounds per game, and 4.6 assists per game. She is going to be a problem. If you're VCU, your biggest goal is to stop her, but then you got to deal with Rachel Ostrom and then Alicia Newell. This game screams, hey, Richmond comes in here and does the job. But you just never know when it comes to this rivalry. Once again, everybody, Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network. This game is about to get underway here from the Robb Center. As we get set for this game today, I'm excited to see a couple of things. One, I want to see how the VCU Rams are able to kind of slow down this Richmond Spiders team. That's been the biggest thing all year, is people disrupting the Spiders' rhythm. If you can stop the Spiders' rhythm, a lot of things can go in your favor. Now, VCU is going to definitely have to score and score in bunches, in my opinion. Now, they come off a really tough game against Rhode Island where they were down 23-10 at the half, came back, ended up losing by 5, 46-41. So this team can compete with some of the best in this conference, and we know right now Rhode Island is sitting at the top of this conference and doing really good things. And we got the tip. It'll be Sotelo and Dugan here to start things off. Officials for this game is Nick Capella, Tony Patello, and David Rascally. And the Spiders, they thought they won the tip. Zachariah gets possession for VCU, looks inside to Sotelo, and that one is going to go out of bounds, and it will be Spider basketball. So it started to look a little positive for VCU there, but they weren't able to control the basketball, and now the Spiders have possession as Ali Sweeney brings it up the floor for Richmond. Over to Sam Dewey, takes a couple dribbles, hands it off to Newell. Alicia Newell is going to be a problem in this game. You got to watch out for her. She pulls the three. That one rattles off the right side, and a rebound by Preston. And now Preston pushing the pace for the Rams. And VCU gets things started with the first 2 points of the game. Now Ostrom trying to fire back, knocks down the three. So Rachel Ostrom not playing around. 3-2 Richmond. Crispin will hand it off to Preston. Preston a couple dribbles over to Knezevich. Knezevich back to Crispin. Zachariah at the top of the key being guarded by Ostrom. Dugan tried to knock the ball away from Knezevich. Crispin tried to go across court, knocked away by Rachel Ostrom all the way to the basket with the contact and two. And one situation coming up for the Spiders. Great job by Rachel Ostrom knocking the basketball away, taking it on the fast break, and then using her body to take the contact, and now has an opportunity for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. And Rachel Ostrom will head to the free throw line. And Ostrom with the miss. Here comes VCU. Crespin calling out direction, being guarded by Sweeney. Give it over to Zachariah. Zachariah, who way of Colorado. Crespin with the floater, and it won't go, and a rebound by Alicia Newell. Newell's up the floor, moving. Stops at the A-10 logo, decides to pull out. In a little trouble. Great defense by Zachariah. Now Sweeney with the basketball. Over to Dewey on the wing for the three, and Sam Dewey knocks it down. And the Spiders are moving early. Great job by Richmond getting started, and this is where VCU has to be careful. The Spiders get going, they can get tough. Knezevich over to Kreisman. Zachariah over to Preston. Preston on the wing, being guarded by Newell. Takes the pick from Zachariah. Knezevich for three. Off the back of the rim, rebound, Alicia Newell. And now here comes Newell up the floor. Sees a cutting Ali Sweeney with the reverse. 10-2. And we've got a timeout here by VCU, and a smart move here by Coach Bethel Boyle, because this Richmond Spiders team was on fire to get things started here with 7 minutes and 26 seconds left here in the first quarter. Once again, everybody, I'm Darrell Owens, LegacyMaker Sports Network. We'll be back here in just a second.
I just need one more to get through today.
In 2023, nearly 80,000 Americans died from opioid overdoses. About 3 out of 4 overdose deaths.
I'll send you that new character skin if I lose this one.
For youths aged 12 to 17, esports significantly increases participating in gambling activities.
Perfect Mix, the 100% natural, handcrafted, fruit-blended premium lemonades. If you want the perfect lemonade, Perfect Mix is just right for you. Follow us on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Instagram at Perfect Mix, on Facebook at Perfect Mix. You can go and get your orders right now. Just reach out to us via our social media pages. Shipping and delivery are available. Bernard's Towing. If you find yourself in a jam and need help getting your vehicle out of a tough situation, Bernard's Towing is there to help you get your car where you need it to be. Remember, call us once and be hooked. You can contact Bernard's Towing at 804-380-2774 or at 804-495-51. Big Jack's Cooking with Orlon Big Jack Jackson. They specialize in Southern comfort food. Orlon told us one time in a broadcast, if it's comfortable, they'll cook it. So if you're looking for amazing Southern comfort food, reach out to Big Jack's Cooking at 8830 Otterburn Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002, or by phone at 804-405-0330. You can also email Big Jack at bigjackscooking@gmail.com. And so far, so good, ladies and gentlemen. A great start for the Richmond Spiders. After VCU scored that first bucket of the game, they're sitting on a 10-0 run right now. 4 out of their last 4, and the Spiders are on a 2-minute and 1-second drought. And so a great job by the Spiders to get things going, but VCU has to find a way to punch and punch hard. We've got a sold-out crowd today, but we got over 5,000 people in attendance for this Code Red event for the Spiders. Everybody rocking red out there today, trying to show their Spider pride, but you can see some black and yellow mixed in there too. Is this crosstown rivalry? It's only a 15-minute ride to get to both arenas, and so it's going to be a great contest one way or the other. And so we'll see VCU take it out as we see a couple of substitutions in for VCU, as McKenna White is now in the game along with Soraya Griffin. Crespin trying to get it inside to White. It's knocked away by Sweeney. Sweeney under a little pressure. Will pull back, looks over to Newell, who drives along the baseline, off the glass, can't get it to go, and a rebound by White. Soraya Griffin, who I think has had a pretty solid season for the Rams. Oh, and Newell will take it away as White tried to get it to Griffin all the way to the basket off the glass. 2 points. Great job there by Newell, finding her way to get the steal off the glass. The young lady from Maryland making things happen for the Spiders. 10-point lead for Richmond. Zachariah over to Griffin, who drives along the baseline. And Dewey is there to cause problems defensively. And we got a traveling violation against the Rams. It'll be Spider basketball. And this is what you don't want if you're VCU right off the bat. A 12-0 run. And things are looking a little tough so far for the Rams. Trap and a steal by Zachariah for VCU off the glass. Can't get it to go. Great defense by Maggie Dugan, who stood up strong to Zachariah after the steal. The Rams did a good job getting the press going. Able to get a steal, but now they're going to actually say it's Richmond basketball. So Richmond has the basketball here, as Newell will bring it up the floor for the Spiders. Newell moving along to the wing, will hand it off to Dewey. Dewey takes a couple steps, swings it over to Ostrom at the top of the key, who drives, then kicks it to Sweeney on the wing. Over to Dugan, who looks inside to Dewey. It's knocked away by Soraya Griffin, and it will stay with VCU. And we have a substitution coming in. That's going to be Deja Preston coming in for Crespin. And McKenna White will take it out of bounds here for VCU. With a Soraya Griffin who will bring it up the floor for the Rams. Being guarded by Sweeney. Over to Preston. Preston will swing it to Zachariah, who then gives it to Griffin on the wing. Griffin will back it up near the Spider logo. Gives it over to White. Dugan guarding White. White thought about pulling the jumper. Gives it in to Gyfin. And Gyfin will knock it in for two off the glass. So VCU gets back on the board and they end the 12-0 run. Ostrom for three with two Rams in her face. What a great job by Rachel Ostrom. She was covered big time on the wing there by two Rams, and she's still able to knock it down, 15-4. And a steal by the Spiders, but it's going to go out of bounds. Sweeney got the steal, but then dribbled near the baseline, out of bounds, VCU basketball. VCU on the inbound. Griffin runs into a little trouble there with Sweeney and Newell. Over to Preston, who sings Zachariah in the corner. Her three won't go. And now Newell with the rebound, and she's got Ostrom with her. Over to Rachel, and she knocks it down. 17-4. So now the Rams down by 13. Here early in the first quarter. Zachariah will get inside to White, who's being guarded by Dugan. She tries to work the baseline, knocked away by Ostrom. Looks for Griffin for three, and Griffin's three is no good. Rebound by Dugan. Maggie Dugan, who is one of the best players in the country. Coming off of two solid performances, a 48-point performance, the greatest all time in the Atlantic 10. And the women's side of things. So a great night last Saturday against Davidson here at the Robins Center. Had 13 points in her game against Dayton on Wednesday, another Spider win. So we had the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be VCU basketball. Here with 3 minutes and 51 seconds. And we have Tanya Tachinko now in the contest for VCU. Griffin trying to work against Newell. Kanerzovic swinging it over to Preston. Back to Kanerzovic for three. Her three hits off the front of the rim. Rebound Maggie Dugan. The Spiders rocking the red uniforms with the blue trim. The VCU Rams with the gold uniforms with the black trim. And Maggie Dugan knocks down a three. And we've got a timeout by Coach Beth O'Boyle here with 3:22 left in the first quarter. And the Richmond Spiders have started off the battle of the 804 swinging. An 8-0 run here in the last minute and 54. A 22 run in the last 5 minutes and 56 seconds. The Spiders are up 20-4 here in the first quarter. So a quick timeout here in this first quarter. 3 minutes and 22 seconds left. And Richmond is jumping off to a phenomenal start, shooting 73% from the field, 8 for 11 from the field, shooting 67% from three-point line, 4 for 6 from three-point land. Here's Griffin up the floor for VCU, down by 16 here in the first. Griffin's jumper off the front of the rim, rebound by Gyfin, and now she's battling with Tiara Simon, and the hook as Gyfin has come off the bench, and a little spark here. She's got 4. Newell. Give it over to Preschetti, who is now in the game for the Spiders. Back to Dugan. And Dugan trying to find something. Little pump fake by Dugan over to Simon, and she pulls it for three. Knocks it down. Tiara Simon. I've been saying it all season on the ESPN broadcast. If Tiara Simon gets going in this Spiders uniform, problems will begin. And she knocks down the three, 23-6. Griffin up the floor. Driving, will swing it over to Preston. Thought about the three. Knezevich will pull the three. That one hits nothing but glass, and a rebound by Perchetti. Perchetti driving all the way, uses the left hand and takes it in for two. 25-6 Richmond. Now people say this is a bitter rivalry, and Richmond is not playing around with the Rams right off the bat. Preston working against Newell. Drives along the A10 logo, misses it. Couple of bounces and the rebound by Dugan. And now Dugan looking for a teammate. Stops near the Spider logo over to Newell. Newell now driving inside, working against Preston. Finds a cutting Rachel Olstrom for two. 27-6. Man, oh man, this has been a dominant performance to get things started by Richmond. They have been promoting this code red game for quite a few weeks. And you, like I said, you can see a ton of red in the arena. There's a little hint of black and gold out there, but it is a ton of red and blue. Tons of red. As we see some substitutions as Rain Wright, former Manchester Lancer star, state champion, coming into the game. Along with Allie Sweeney, who is now back in the game. And for Richmond, Crespin is also back in the game for VCU. It's her, Giffen, Preston, and now we got a nice three here by Crespin. So Crespin knocks down the three for VCU to make it a 27-9 game. Less than a minute left here in the first quarter. Richmond in full control. Rain Wright in the corner finds Maggie Dugan for two. Cutting to the basket, 29-9. Crespin calling out some direction here, being guarded by Sweeney. Into the game is Ty Williams for VCU. She'll get it over to Preston. Preston working against Sweeney. Crossover move near the elbow, pulls up jumper, no good. Giffen gets a nice rebound, battling along the baseline. The Spiders bench does not like the non-call. They're trying to say that she was out of bounds. Tachinko under some pressure. Simon will tip it away, and then Preston able to knock away from Perchetti, who had got the rebound for Richmond. 10 seconds left here in the first quarter, as Sotelo will make her way back into the game for the Rams. Tiara Simon will take the inbound here for Richmond, and Ulster will come back in, and she's coming in for Wright. Ten seconds left here in the first quarter. And she bounces in, and Sweeney will let it roll up the floor so she can get as much time as possible. 7 seconds. Perchetti in a little trouble. Sweeney behind the back, pull up three. Allie Sweeney knocks it down as the time expires, and the Richmond Spiders are on fire. 5 out of their last 5. They're up 32-9 as we end the first quarter. What a start by the Richmond Spiders. We'll be back here in just a second on the LegacyMaker Sports Network. The Richmond Spiders are up 32-9. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Crossroads Community Services Board. Is one of 39 Virginia Community Services Boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-5. Need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced financial professional ready to guide you on your financial journey. Her expertise lies in helping clients create a robust and enduring financial foundation to build on into the future. So you can reach out to Rita Stewart by phone at 804-677-7555, on Instagram at Money Matters NT, on the World Wide Web at LegacyFinancialWellness.com, on Facebook at Legacy Financial Wellness, or at her personal email at rita.stewart@5ringsfinancial.com. Legendary Culture Films, one of the hottest and upcoming movie production companies, would like to let you know about a couple movies that they have out currently, and one of them on the way. First, the movie Black Sheep, currently airing on Tubi, is about a young hustler trying to make the transition from the streets, becomes an outcast and the target, and it turns into war in the city. It is a great movie. If you want to catch it, it's on Tubi right now. Another great movie that's coming to Tubi soon, Legend Has It. It's about a young warlock seeking revenge on his mother's killers, an action-packed thriller that will have you out of your seats. Legend Has It is coming soon from Legendary Culture Films. And a new movie in development, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Second quarter of action about to get underway, as the Spiders will take possession of the basketball, up 32-9, and it has been all Richmond. They've been on a couple of long runs. They had a 12-0 run. They had an 8-0 run before the break. And let's see what they can do to get things started here in the second. Up 32-9 over VCU. Sweeney has possession. Give it over to Ostrom, back to Sweeney. Sweeney's at the top of the key, being guarded by Ty Williams. They swing it over. Pachetti's three is no good. And we've got a rebound by the Rams. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just to give y'all a quick introduction, my man, the man, myth, and the legend, Robb Johnson has entered the building. He'll be doing color commentary for us tonight. We've got a rough one so far. Robb, VCU has been in a little bit of trouble as the Spiders have been able to come out and jump on the Rams early.
They have been, but, you know, this is a young VCU team. You know, the crowd, this is probably the biggest crowd they've seen, you know, most of the year. So, you know, Richmond, a very good basketball team, great basketball team. VCU is just learning. That's the thing. Seeing them a couple weeks ago, they're a team that's learning, a team that's gone through a lot of injuries. So it's a learning experience. It's a big-time learning experience. Only 9 points right now, but they're facing a juggernaut in the Richmond Lady Spiders.
Yeah, I mean, at times during this, we've seen Richmond go on two runs. They went on a 12-0 run, which gave them, they were down 2-0, and they went on the 12-0 run. Then they went on the 8-0 run right before the half. We saw Ali Sweeney knock down a big three to make it 32-9. And so if you're VCU, what are you telling this team right now to get back in this contest, or at least climb back in?
Well, again, you're a young team. You're a team, like I said, that's had a lot of injuries throughout the season. Last time I saw them out was against Duquesne. Of course, not great records at all. They're facing a different team here in Richmond. they're going to have to adjust. They're going to have to adjust. They're going to have to learn. These are growing pains for VCU right now. But as long as they have their coach in place, as long as they continue to grow, they should be good. But it's a learning experience, especially in this environment.
Definitely a lot of talent for this VCU team. Right now down 34-9 as Sotelo tried to get it into Zachariah, knocked away by Richmond, and here comes Ali Sweeney. Sweeney thinking about it. Will kick it out to Sam Dewey. Back to Sweeney. Being guarded by Crespin. And it's taken away by Crespin. Now Crespin sees Zachariah in the inside to Sotelo, being guarded by Sweeney. Now to Ty Williams, being guarded by Rain right at the top. Inside to Sotelo. Sotelo finds Preston. Crespin. Back to Preston. Back to Crespin, who's knocked down 1-3. Looking for another off the side of the rim. Good effort by Sotelo. But it'll be Richmond basketball.
And Crespin is the type of player that I started to really follow. She's a freshman. She's got to be the key for this team in the future, but for right now, she's the type of player where, I feel like as long as she continues to grow, this VCU team will grow as well, but it's going to have to start with her. She's very fast off the dribble. She's get to the basket. She can shoot the threes. But this team's got to grow. So that's the biggest thing for them right now.
And VCU putting the press on now, causing some problems on the defensive side as McKenna White will get the steal. Over to Soraya Griffin and knocks down the three. A nice three by Soraya Griffin.
And Griffin, one thing I've always liked about her, she brings the intensity. She plays really tough defense. VCU, if they're going to get back into this game, Darrell, they're going to have to make sure they get this press. But as you see,
and that's what makes it difficult. That's one of Richmond's biggest things. Rachel Ulstrom knocking down the three here with 7 minutes and 33 seconds left here in the second. The Spiders are up 37-12, just like that.
And that's what makes Richmond one of the most dangerous teams in the country in a way, because even if they win the A-10 and they get into the tournament, you're going to have to deal with that three-point shooting. It's a very dangerous Richmond team. And, again, this is a learning experience. We see VCU beat down Richmond a couple years ago, when they were contending for A-10 championships, etc. So this is a learning – again, we're going to continue to use that word all day, growth and learning experience. This is what VCU is going to have to do.
Well, look, this is just one of two matchups. And I definitely could take that learning experience that they get from this game one way, they'll win, lose, or draw, and get ready for a big game on February the 1st at the Siegel Center, which, as you can see today here in the Robins Center, it is packed. 5,000 people here today for this matchup.
And the reason that is huge for me is because you and I have said for years, even when VCU were good, and again, we're winning 18 championships, we didn't see the Siegel Center like this. But Richmond has come out, and let's be completely transparent. It has to be a little bit intimidating for VCU. Not saying that they don't know how to play in front of big crowds, but when you go from very, very quiet to this, this is a lot to deal with.
It can be intimidating.
It can be.
And so there are some VCU faithful here today, but you got to try to look past the crowd and then, dig deep in these situations.
Yeah, true, but we see a lot of crimson red out here tonight.
It's a lot of crimson red.
It's scored like Indiana. We see a lot of red out here tonight. So,
well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back here in just a second with a quick timeout here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Legendary Culture Films and Born Legend Entertainment would like to let you know about a few projects they have going on at the current time. Legendary Culture Films currently has 2 movies out on Tubi. The first one, Black Sheep. It's about a young hustler trying to make a transition from the streets, becomes an outcast and the target, and it turns into war in the city. Black Sheep currently out on Tubi right now. Also, the movie Legend Has It. It's about a young warlock who seeks revenge on his mother's killers, an action-packed thriller that will have you out of your seats. Legend Has It, currently on Tubi right now, so make sure you go check them out. And from Born Legend Entertainment, the man chosen himself with his brand new hit single, Throw That, which is currently out on all major platforms and on heavy rotation on 106.5 The Beat in Richmond, Virginia. So make sure you check out all the great content coming from Legendary Culture Films and Born Legend Entertainment. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. VCU has the basketball. And once again, they're down by 25 to the Spiders.
Yeah, and, like I said, they've had a tough schedule, so they're not used to playing. They're used to playing tough teams, but this Richmond team's a juggernaut for sure.
Yeah, Richmond has only lost 4 games this year, and they've lost to some really big names. They lost to Texas, had a tough one with TCU, couldn't pull that one off. And so they've had some really good games this year, and they played some really good teams themselves.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you look at Taylor tape again, VCU only averaging 58.1 points per game. It looks like they may come under that today unless they start getting the scoring going. But again, this is tough. This is tough for the Rams.
Olstrom will have it at the top, and he swings it over to Sweeney, being guarded by Ty Williams. Back to Dewey. And Dewey over to Olstrom in the corner, being guarded by Sotelo over to Rain, right inside the Dewey. Nice thought, but it is knocked away, and Preston falls on it like it's a fumble.
Well, again, when it comes to VCU, they're gonna have to press every time they had an opportunity to score. They're gonna have to press. Right now you're down 37-12 with 6 minutes and 50 seconds. You at least probably want to go on maybe I give it a 15-5 run, something like that, maybe. But it's going to be difficult. But they're going to have to start scoring here.
Yeah, I agree. They got to find a way to cut into this one. And Soraya Griffin now has the basketball over to White for 3. And that one, unfortunately, does not hit the basket.
You see shots like that, and that's one of the big issues when you don't have Crespin in the game. Crespin, I believe, can run this offense, to a lot better. But she can't play every minute. So they're going to have to find a way to manufacture points here. But it's going to be difficult. Like I said, they struggle to score points on the season anyway.
It's a lot of growing pains for this VCU team. But like you said, they're going to be good down the road. If it's not this year, it's definitely next year. There's a lot of talent on this team. Former VCU great Taya Robinson also on that staff. It's only a matter of time.
We've seen this. And this is nothing new as well. This is nothing new. We've seen this with Richmond. We've seen Richmond going back years of how they struggled and how they needed to become that program that they wanted to be on VCU's level. But that's why you say things can change.
And now we got Preston's jumper, no good. Sotelo fighting with Simon to try to get the rebound there. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Richmond Spider basketball.
But one thing I can say is that both coaches are in place. Richmond, they have their coaching staff. They're very impressive over the last couple of years. And Bethel Boyle, as long as she's there for VCU, they're always going to have a chance.
So 4 turnovers in the last 2 minutes and 57 seconds for VCU as Maggie Dugan knocks down the 3.
You can't give her an inch. You cannot give her an inch because she'll take a mile. And what she just did right there was personification of great shooting. That's it. You cannot allow her to get a chance to score there.
Now Preschetti gets the steal. Now she's thought about giving it to Dugan. Saw Simon, the former St. Louis Billiken, and she misses the entire basket. It'll be VCU basketball.
But still, even though she missed there was no pressure on her. There was no hand in her face. VCU's going to have to tighten the defense up. Now we're looking at a 28-point game with 5 minutes and 25 seconds. As you said, when Richmond made their run at the end of the first quarter, you're going to have to make a run here for VCU.
Agreed 100% there. And VCU has to find something offensively. It has been a tough go so far. Gaffin had came in and gave him a little love off the bench. She's back in the game now. Gaffin will hand it over to Griffin, who tries to use the pick, and we've got an offensive foul.
Wow.
Against Gaffin.
I believe it's just Gaffin. Yeah, she has to be able to get to the basket. She has to definitely be able to get to the basket But it's going to be hard, like I said, because this Richmond defense is so tenacious.
Pachetti will take an opportunity under the basket. She misses a rebound by Griffin. Now here comes Soraya Griffin up the floor here for VCU. Dribbles between the legs, pull-up jumper from the elbow. That one doesn't go. Tips in the air. Giffen back to Griffin for another three. Knocks it down.
That's what they need. That's a certified dime. First one of the year. Definitely a certified dime there. Great pass out after the rebound. Gets it off for a three-point shot.
And now Anisha Scott is now in the game for Richmond as Pachetti will shoot the three. That doesn't go. Giffen tried to get the rebound. The last touch by Peyton Richards, and it should be VCU basketball. 4 minutes and 22 seconds left here in this first half. It's been mostly Richmond, but a little spark here after the Griffin three. Demboya. So 40-15, 25-point game, ladies and gentlemen. Timeout on the floor. And, Rob, VCU has a lot of young talent on this team. And is there anybody in particular that you're kind of looking forward to maybe getting on the floor today? So it's been so we have an unobserved foul that's been appealed by the coach. So that's not a timeout. The referees are at the scores table trying to figure out who will have possession of the basketball.
Well, I'm looking at Demoya. I saw her last when I was at the VCU against Duquesne. She's 6'7", tall player, able to get into the paint. I think that she did play at Richmond. I did read that. I was reading that letter. She played at Richmond. At Virginia. I think that she's a player that you have to get in. If this becomes even worse than it is as far as score, get her more development because you can't teach that type of size. She has the ability to shoot the free throw. She has the ability to get inside, get into the paint, and they need that. VCU needs that. Like I said, a lot of young players, a lot of players who I feel like in the next couple of years are really going to help change this team, as well as with the recruiting they'll have coming in. So we have to trust the process with Bethel Boyle, but there are not a lot of Tyra Robinsons that are walking through the door. Speaking of that, so and that's just the truth. You're not going to get a player like that that's going to come through the door all the time. And these Richmond fans know it. They look at her on the bench right now. They say, we know what VCU was. We need a player like that, and a player like that that Bethel Boyle had to work with. So if they can just find that type of player again, that type of niche, VCU could be back to what they were.
So two things. VCU, doesn't this remind you a lot of that 2018-19 VCU team that went 3-13 in the conference, and then the next year they were right at the top of the conference. They had a lot of young, talented players, and they were trying to all mesh together. Yep. This VCU team has that feel. Yeah,
and you also have to look at it too. When you look at Marianne Azariah, I believe she is hurt.
She's gone for the season.
She's hurt. She's gone for the season. A big blow for this VCU team because even when she was in, they were still having issues scoring, but you can see the difference when she was in the game, and she's the leader of this team. I mean, you could argue if she was in this game right now, the game would probably be a 40-30. Richmond would still be winning, of course, but it would be a lot closer. So this is a lot for a team. This is a lot for a team to have to deal with. So they're going to have to, again, that word grow. They're going to have to grow from this. They're going to have to learn on the fly. And nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Because that's what we always say in sports. Everybody remembers when VCU would beat down on Richmond.
Yes.
Same is happening now. Nobody forgets. So, hey, when you come to a team, you got to carry what your past teammates did. So this is what's happening now. We're seeing the beat down.
VCU will lose a timeout, right? So we didn't upgrade the appeal.
Yeah. All right, so VCU loses a timeout here after the challenge. And that's a tough one, but it's still early in the contest.
Yeah.
But they do lose a timeout there. Rob, to add on to a little of what you're saying, we've seen the back and forth between these two teams. The rivalry's always good. We've seen some really good matchups. We've seen some blowouts. We've seen a little bit of everything. Richmond could have this problem next year when you lose Dugan, when you lose Ulstrom. Who becomes that next great, Richmond person? They lost Budnick last year, but they still had Ulstrom and Maggie Dugan. Now this year, unless there's an added year, that could be it for them. And it gets interesting.
Well, look again with Richmond and their coaching and their ability to recruit, I think it'll get handled rather quickly.
I agree 100%. As VCU has the basketball, Sotelo inside the press and 2 Spiders down there waiting for it. Over to Griffin at the top, who takes a couple dribbles, being guarded by Scott. Over to Sotelo. Sotelo will swing it to Williams. Williams trying to find an opening here. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Looking in for Griffin. Is knocked away by Maggie Dugan.
Yeah, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to get the ball inside. Get her some looks, but it's hard with that Richmond defense. VCU got lucky there. Had another open 3-point shooter.
So VCU gets the rebound. They got Williams shooting a 3 in the corner. Doesn't go. Scott with the rebound. And now she's trying to get up the floor. And Giffen with the good effort there by VCU falls to the floor. And it is going to be against Richmond.
Yeah.
It'll be VCU basketball.
But again, for me, I think that Crespin, being from Spain, her different style of basketball, I think that, I get it. She's sitting that right now, but I'd like to see her in the game a little more, keep getting that experience in this environment. I think she's going to be a good one.
So VCU takes it, possession. With 3 minutes left here in this first half as Williams will pull the 3. That one hits off the left side and the rebound by Simon.
When you get an open shot like that, you've got to make it. But again, VCU's been a little iffy this year when it comes to that 3-point shooting.
Driving to the basket. There was Newell looking inside for Simon. She tries to dump it into Dugan, and we've got a
that's a bad matchup right there.
Hit check.
Yeah, that's a bad matchup. Dugan will win that every single time.
And that's a problem. Like when Dugan gets in position, she has some of the best footwork in the country. We're not talking about in the A-10. We're talking about in the country.
Exactly.
Top 5 scorer in the country. And it's saying a lot for Richmond University to have a top 5 scorer, 3rd in the country in points scored this season.
And for her to stay here at Richmond, very impressive by her. That shows you how much she loves Richmond. But she could easily be looked at at the next level.
And that's what, if you're Richmond or if you're Dugan, I'm pretty sure she's starting to hear that she has the talent to be at that next level. I mean, with the production that she's had here, it would be very surprising to me if she does not make it or at least have a shot at the next level.
Yeah, most definitely.
She knocks down the first free throw as Dugan tries to go 2 for 2, and she does.
All right. We got Crespin back in. We got Dubaya back in the game. We got Hever in the game. Let's see what Crespin can do here. As I said, one of my favorite players. See what she can do as far as her growth and trying to get this team back. Look at the rebound. Like that. That's what I'm talking about right there.
There it is. DeBoyer comes in immediately and pays dividends as she gets a rebound off of the Griffin miss, and now she's heading to the free throw line.
Redshirt sophomore. I really want to see her continue to grow as the season goes on and into the offseason. I want to see what her growth is going to be like and what it's going to look like. And it starts here. The small things, stacking days, making these free throws making these free throws right here,
And DeBoyer comes in as a 41% free throw shooter. She knocks down the first.
Yeah. She don't get many opportunities, so that's why the percentage is so bad, but she can knock them down, though.
She knocks down both.
Yeah, and the coaching staff, VCU right here, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at what are you doing here? Even though this is a 42-17 game, what are your players doing? What are your young players doing to try to get this gap down? Are they frustrated or are they still playing? And right now I see a VCU team that is still playing.
McKenna White with the rebound will give it over to Griffin. Griffin being guarded by Alicia Newell, who's one of the best defensive players in the Atlantic 10.
Yeah. Get that ball inside.
Griffin.
Get that ball inside.
There's DeBoyer being guarded by 2 Spiders and trying to find a way. Can't get it to go, but gets her own rebound. It goes off of a Spider, VCU basketball.
Despite that miss, that's what you want to see. Despite that miss, that is exactly what VCU needs to do. Establish her, get her the ball, get her the rhythm going. I like to see that.
DeBoyer will take it in the inbound, lost control of it, and Griffin was able to get the basketball. Now over to Preston. Preston being guarded by Newell. Here with 2 minutes and some change left in the half. She tried to get it. It's knocked away. And guess who's there? Maggie Dugan.
But that's what you can't do. You can't turn the basketball over.
Newell thought about driving all the way. Will pull back out just a little bit. Swings. Rachel Alstrom 3. That one won't go. Rebound Preston.
And surprisingly, the turnovers right now, I believe it's Richmond is VCU 13-9. That's it. Get it inside. Good job.
Nice pass.
Certified dime right there.
Nicely done. As Soraya Griffin finds McKenna White.
Yeah. And do you see do you see that? Do you see why Richmond took a timeout? It's not only because VCU scored. Richmond is not playing just for the A-10. They're because they believe they can win an NCAA tournament. And when coach takes that timeout, when coach is getting his players' faces, he knows his team has a bigger goal. But that's impressive by VCU. You could quit. Look at this crowd. Look at this huge crowd. Look at how, they're not in this game like we want them to be, but they're still fighting. They're still doing the little things. And for that coaching staff, they're watching these things. The VCU faithful, they're watching this. How are you responding? And right now, to me, they're responding great. Even though it's still a 23-point game, they're responding the right way.
And that's definitely what you want to see from the Rams. No matter what in the situation, you want to see growth. And so far, these last couple of minutes, I've seen some solid growth from VCU. Missed on the rebound. Sweeney jumps
That's a nice rebound by Sweeney, especially against a bigger defender as well.
Yeah, McKenna is quite, height difference. She's 6'2", and Sweeney's only like 5'7".
Yeah, and see how Richmond's missing these shots again. This is not for just today. The coaching staff is like, look, guys, inside, nice pass, got it.
And now McKenna White with another 2, and guess what? They've cut the lead down to 21.
I love McKenna White's game. She's intensity personified. Loved how she did against Duquesne. VCU came back against Duquesne, won that basketball game. So I'm a big fan of how this team fights. That's one thing about them. They'll fight.
And Perchetti will knock down the 3 for Richmond. Great ball movement, and then the Spiders knock it down, 45-21.
But despite the fight, you gotta put your hand up for the three-point shooters. Despite the fight.
And that's what we see really that Richmond does well. Whenever you think the other team is making a run, they know how to shut it down. And that's the biggest thing, is stopping their rhythm.
Do you hear how loud this crowd is right now?
There's good energy in here in the Robinson Center tonight.
Yeah, and that's going to be the challenge for VCU February 1st. Their fans, hey, you guys are going to have to match this. I understand Richmond is better than VCU, but you're going to have to match this. You're going to have to show that you're serious about this rivalry.
18 seconds left here in the first half. Richmond, no shot clock, so they're going to try to take the last shot here. Sweeney.
They better watch the three-point shot here.
Over the Newell. There's Dugan for 3. Off the miss, and there's Griffin. Griffin here, 5 seconds. Will she try to get it up? Griffin.
And she got fouled on a three-point shot.
And this is going to be a really nice thing for Griffin, as she'll head to the free throw line.
And again, this is a learning experience for Richmond. They're up big here. They're playing good basketball. But those type of mistakes come A-10, because we know the A-10 is really good this year. You got a lot of really good teams. Those are mistakes. You can probably make those in the first round. But when you start getting to the quarterfinals, semifinals, you can't make those mistakes. You get to the NCAA tournament, you can't make those mistakes.
The Rhode Islands, the George Masons, Davison, who 3 overtime game here just a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
So it's really top heavy. They've got some really good teams. You can't forget St. Joseph. So LaSalle's playing good basketball this year.
Exactly.
Griffin, who's shooting 73% from the free throw line, knocks it down. And now Griffin, 6.9 points.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. With this VCU team, you have 4 seniors. That's all. You got 4 seniors. So, the rest of this team is going to have to continue to grow. And I know we continue to use that word grow, but that is exactly what it is. Yep.
Sweeney at the half, and she almost knocked it down. And that ladies and gentlemen, is going to send us to the half. The VCU Rams are down 45-23 to the Richmond Spiders here in the Robbins Center. It has been a really good first half for Richmond. VCU crawling back a little bit at the end of the second quarter. Rob, what are your thoughts?
I see what you did there when you said crawling back. But they're going to have, again, the likelihood of them winning this game is it's a good chance they're not going to win this basketball game. But it's not about, at this point, it's not about winning the game. It's about the fight you're going to show in the second half. It's about, are you going to show growth? Are you going to take Richmond out of the element? You know, you have to put something on tape here. Going to that February 1st game, you're going to have to, show Richmond, hey, look, we're up for the fight, even though you're missing your senior leader, Zaria, even though that she's out for the season. It's just going to have to be something for VCU where it's just a dogfight. If you got to muddy things up in the second half, muddy them up. If you have to, get a little more physical, do that. Because right now, Richmond is the more physical basketball team, and it's showing on the court.
Yeah, and that's something I think we're definitely going to have to see in the second half here from VCU. Just real quick to give you the kind of the scores for VCU, leading the way in points is Griffin. She's got 8. Crispin has 3. Sotelo with 2. White has 4. DeBoya has 2. And Geifin has 4. For Richmond, Olstrom 15 points leading the way, 6 for 8, 3 for 5 from three-point line. Dugan has 10. Simon has 3. Sweeney has 5. Perchetti has 7. Newell has 2. And Dewey has 3.
Crespin in the second half. And of course, we have White, who's a senior as well. But in the second half, I want to see Crespin and I want to see Soraya Griffin. Those are the players I need to see step up in the second half and do something. Because, again, your guard play is going to get you everywhere you need to go. Guard play is critical. So in the second half, I'm going to need those players to really step up.
Yeah, and I definitely agree, especially when you see the 2 guards on the other side with Newell, and then you also see, Allie Sweeney. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent on that side of the basketball. All right, everybody, we'll be back here in about 13 minutes to bring you the second half of action. Once again, thank you all for tuning in to the LegacyMaker Sports Network. Shout out to our sponsors, Crossroads Community Service Board, Bernard's Towing. We also have Legendary Culture Films, Big Jack's Cooking, Rita's Financial Wellness, and then, of course, Perfect Mix. Once again, everybody, thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Crossroads Community Services Board. Is one of 39 Virginia community services boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-548-1688. And if you need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced financial professional ready to guide you on your financial journey. Her expertise lies in helping clients create a robust and enduring financial foundation to build on into the future. So you can reach out to Rita Stewart by phone at 804-677-7555, on Instagram at Money Matters and T, on the World Wide Web at LegacyFinancialWellness.com, on Facebook at Legacy Financial Wellness, or at her personal email at rita.stewart@5ringsfinancial.com. Legendary Culture Films, one of the hottest and upcoming movie production companies, would like to let you know about a couple movies that they have out currently, and one of them on the way. First, the movie Black Sheep, currently airing on Tubi, is about a young hustler trying to make the transition from the streets, becomes an outcast and the target, and it turns into war in the city. It is a great movie. If you want to catch it, it's on Tubi right now. Another great movie that's coming to Tubi soon, Legend Has It. It's about a young warlock seeking revenge on his mother's killers, an action-packed thriller that will have you out of your seats. Legend Has It is coming soon from Legendary Culture Films. And a new movie in development, Boys in the Woods. That should be a very interesting one coming from Legendary Culture Films. Bernard's Towing. If you find yourself in a jam and need help getting your vehicle out of a tough situation, Bernard's Towing is there to help you get your car where you need it to be. Remember, call us once and be hooked. You can contact Bernard's Towing at 804-380-2774 or at 804-495-5111. Big Jack's Cooking with Orlon Big Jack Jackson. They specialize in Southern comfort food. Orlon told us one time in a broadcast, if it's comfortable, they'll cook it. So if you're looking for amazing Southern comfort food, reach out to Big Jack's Cooking at 8830 Otterburn Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002, or by phone at 804-405-0330. You can also email Big Jack at bigjackscooking@gmail.com. Last but not least, Perfect Mix, the 100% natural, handcrafted, fruit blended premium lemonades. If you want the perfect lemonade, Perfect Mix is just right for you. Follow us on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Instagram at Perfect Mix, on Facebook at Perfect Mix. You can go and get your orders right now. Just reach out to us via our social media pages. Shipping and delivery are available. Hey, and you're probably wondering, where do I find the Legacy Maker Sports Network? Well, first of all, you can head over to our website at www.legacymakersports.com to check out all the latest in the sports world. Also, if you want to check us out on our social media pages, you can reach us on Facebook and in LinkedIn at Legacy Maker Sports Network. You can reach us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Legacy Maker Sports, and then you can reach us on Twitter, aka X, at Legacy Maker SPN. Make sure you give us a like, a share, and why don't you go ahead and subscribe to our channels. Once again, we thank you all for tuning in to the Legacy Maker Sports Network.
I just need one more to get through today.
In 2023, nearly 80,000 Americans died from opioid overdoses. About 3 out of 4 overdose deaths.
I'll send you that new character skin if I lose this one.
For youths aged 12 to 17, esports significantly increases participating in gambling activities.
Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Crossroads Community Services Board. Is one of 39 Virginia community services boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-548-1688. And if you need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced financial professional ready to guide you on your financial journey. Her expertise lies in helping clients create a robust and enduring financial foundation to build on into the future. So you can reach out to Rita Stewart by phone at 804-677-7555, on Instagram at Money Matters and T, on the World Wide Web at LegacyFinancialWellness.com, on Facebook at Legacy Financial Wellness, or at her personal email at rita.stewart@5ringsfinancial.com. Legendary Culture Films, one of the hottest and upcoming movie production companies, would like to let you know about a couple movies that they have out currently, and one of them on the way. First, the movie Black Sheep, currently airing on Tubi, is about a young hustler trying to make the transition from the streets, becomes an outcast and the target, and it turns into war in the city. It is a great movie. If you want to catch it, it's on Tubi right now. Another great movie that's coming to Tubi soon, Legend Has It. It's about a young warlock seeking revenge on his mother's killers, an action-packed thriller that will have you out of your seats. Legend Has It is coming soon from Legendary Culture Films. And a new movie in development, Boys in the Woods. That should be a very interesting one coming from Legendary Culture Films. Bernard's Towing. If you find yourself in a jam and need help getting your vehicle out of a tough situation, Bernard's Towing is there to help you get your car where you need it to be. Remember, call us once and be hooked. You can contact Bernard's Towing at 804-380-2774 or at 804-495-5111. Big Jack's Cooking with Orlon Big Jack Jackson. They specialize in Southern comfort food. Orlon told us one time in a broadcast, if it's comfortable, they'll cook it. So if you're looking for amazing Southern comfort food, reach out to Big Jack's Cooking at 8830 Otterburn Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002, or by phone at 804-405-0330. You can also email Big Jack at bigjackscooking@gmail.com. Last but not least, Perfect Mix, the 100% natural, handcrafted, fruit blended premium lemonades. If you want the perfect lemonade, Perfect Mix is just right for you. Follow us on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Instagram at Perfect Mix, on Facebook at Perfect Mix. You can go and get your orders right now. Just reach out to us via our social media pages. Shipping and delivery are available. Hey, and you're probably wondering, where do I find the Legacy Maker Sports Network? Well, first of all, you can head over to our website at www.legacymakersports.com to check out all the latest in the sports world. Also, if you want to check us out on our social media pages, you can reach us on Facebook and in LinkedIn at Legacy Maker Sports Network. You can reach us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Legacy Maker Sports, and then you can reach us on Twitter, aka X, at Legacy Maker SPN. Make sure you give us a like, a share, and why don't you go ahead and subscribe to our channels. Once again, we thank you all for tuning in to the Legacy Maker Sports Network.
ladies and gentlemen. This second half of action is about to go down here from the Robin Center. The Richmond Spiders are up 45-23 over the VCU Rams. And what we like to call here on the LegacyMaker Sports Network, the hashtag Battle of the 804. We've seen a lot of these in our day, Rob. This one has been all Richmond Spiders with a hint of some growth from the VCU Rams. What do you expect in the second half?
I expect Richmond to want to impose their will, to show not only the A-10 but the nation here how serious they are, how good they are. But I expect VCU to come out with their hair on fire and try to cut this deficit.
Well, we saw in the first half that the VCU bench with a lot of production, actually more production than the Spiders bench. They have an 18 points to 10. But having more points from your bench and than your starters is a little bit of a concern.
It's a big concern. But again, VCU is going to have to learn on the fly here that the growth, and that word again, growth. They're going to have to try to get this thing cut some way or somehow. Because if not, you're looking at the barrel of a 20, 30-point loss.
So Knezervik will swing it over to Zachariah and to Crespin. Now Knezervik trying to drive against Dugan, knocked away. Here comes Allie Sweeney, who sees Alicia Newell, the young lady from Maryland. Oh, and an offensive foul, a charge. And Crespin is the one that picks up the offensive, or the charge, I should say.
Yep, she picks up the charge. She's 5'5". She probably is only a $130, or she's probably less than a $130. But she's the type of player. She's gonna come there. She's gonna put her body on the line. And you look at her leadership on the floor. Like I said before, I love her game. This is big for her. This is gonna be big for this team in this second half to try to make some headway. But you can't have turnovers like that.
Preston was looking for Sotelo, who was underneath the basket, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Richmond basketball.
Exactly. You can't have turnovers like that if you're going to try to get any basketball game. In Richmond here, I want to see them just continue to stay aggressive. Why not? Why take your foot off the pedal? This is your rival,
Exactly. Newell will give it over to Sweeney, who drives, pull-up jumper from the A-10 logo, and it's short. Knezervik now pushing the pace for VCU.
Pushing the pace there, and Richmond not really pressuring her too much, so she's able to do that.
And Zachariah with the floater along the baseline, 2 points, and it's a 20-point game, 45-25.
Love Zachariah's game. She's a redshirt junior. Love her game. I hope she continues to show us what she can do. She brings intensity to the court as well. So.
And there's a drive by Dugan to the basket, but a rebound, offensive rebound by Alicia Newell for 2 points.
Second chance points. That's something that VCU cannot afford to give up to Richmond right now.
Zachariah with the three, can't get it to go. It's tipped there by Sotelo, and then Dugan goes flying into the VCU bench. And a couple of the VCU staff able to catch Dugan from hitting the ground. And it will be, as you'll see, it's VCU basketball. No, it's going to be Richmond basketball as Dugan will take the basketball out here for the Spiders.
Yeah, and VCU in the first half, 3 of 14 from three-point land. Richmond 9 of 22. So that kind of can give you a barometer of what's happening right now.
And Ostrom will shoot the three after the inbound. Dewey with the rebound. Back to Sweeney. Allie Sweeney, three.
Again, you cannot give Richmond second chance points. When you do that, you're going to have a 50-25 deficit the way you have right now.
Yeah, see, and Allie Sweeney's one of the best three-point shooters in the conference. You can't let her be wide open like that.
Nice pass.
Oh, White for three. She tries to answer back. Rebound by Sweeney. So Allie Sweeney from Jersey. Oh, and we got two players flying in an offensive foul, and guess who it is?
Crespin once again. She's going to put her body on the line. She's going to be that fire starter for you. She just has to, and I know Richmond knows that. But I would like to see her, if she's going to put her body on the line like that, I'd like to see her get to the basket a little more. Give us some of those three-point shots that I know that she can make.
Well, we're seeing that hustle that you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
They're not giving up. Yes, down, but you can see they're still fighting this VCU team.
She's a leader on the floor. That's what you need. That's exactly what you need. She's sitting in the corner right now. I like Griffin almost had the three there, but they contested it. Not a good shot there by Griffin. I would have liked to have seen her get the ball to Crespin over there in the corner.
Another rebound by Sweeney. And Sam Dewey knocks it down. And another three for the Spiders. They just won't stop.
Yep, it's raining spidery threes right now. That's what it is.
The web is being weaved.
Yeah, it is. And this crowd is getting louder and louder.
Preston and Zachariah driving to the basket. Zachariah tried to get something going and hits off the side of the basket. And now we see Richmond up the floor. Dugan looking. He's got Rain right. Back to Sweeney.
That's too easy.
Oh, she can't get it to go White with the rebound.
She was wide open again. VCU not getting pressure on the three-point shooters, and that is really hurting them. Hurt them all game.
And there it is. Soraya Griffin knocks down a three.
That's what we said going to the second half. What do we need to see? We need to see Griffin, and we need to see Crespin continue to grow in this game.
And so now 53-28, 5 minutes and some change left here in the third quarter.
Nice defense there by Griffin.
Right. We'll see Sweeney's three, no good. Rebound Preston. And now Preston moving up the floor, being guarded by Wright. Try to get it, and now there's Rachel Olstrom with the steal.
You can't have those turnovers if you're VCU.
Oh, Sweeney tried to get it to Dugan. Somehow she got it back in for two.
Dugan using her size, getting inside. And that's what we talk about Dugan. She can shoot the three-point shot, but when she gets inside, it's very tough to stop her with her size.
And so Dugan has 12. 55-28. Griffin will get over to Zachariah. Zachariah looking for for Preston in the corner. Back to Zachariah, looking inside for White. Stolen by Dugan.
Another turnover.
Sweeney back to Dugan. Now Dugan driving to the basket.
That's
She's about
easy.
to turn it on.
That's too easy. Hey, see, when you look at Dugan with her ability to shoot the three, to get inside, and how she just swept by her defender. I mean, what can Dugan not do?
It's insane to watch her. To be able to say we've been able to watch her play the last couple of years, the last 4 years, she's been amazing. And the turnaround for the Richmond program was largely in part to her and Olstrom and Budnick, formerly Butler, who were here. So
exactly.
Right now it's
here we go.
Dugan three that won't go, and a tough battle underneath between Dewey and White. So man, oh man, we got a couple of substitutions coming in here. Looks like we're going to go to our media timeout. So with 4 minutes and 26 seconds left here in this third quarter, the Spiders are up 57-28 over the Rams. We'll be back in just a little bit on the LegacyMaker Sports Network.
Legendary Culture Films and Born Legend Entertainment would like to let you know about a few projects they have going on at the current time. Legendary Culture Films currently has 2 movies out on Tubi. The first one, Black Sheep. It's about a young hustler trying to make a transition from the streets, becomes an outcast and the target, and it turns into war in the city. Black Sheep currently out on Tubi right now. Also, the movie Legend Has It. It's about a young warlock who seeks revenge on his mother's killers, an action-packed thriller that will have you out of your seats. Legend Has It, currently on Tubi right now, so make sure you go check them out. And from Born Legend Entertainment, the man chosen himself with his brand new hit single, Throw That, which is currently out on all major platforms and on heavy rotation on 106.5 The Beat in Richmond, Virginia. So make sure you check out all the great content coming from Legendary Culture Films and Born Legend Entertainment. Perfect Mix, the 100% natural, handcrafted, fruit blended premium lemonades. If you want the perfect lemonade, Perfect Mix is just right for you. Follow us on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Instagram at Perfect Mix, on Facebook at Perfect Mix. You can go and get your orders right now. Just reach out to us via our social media pages. Shipping and delivery are available. Bernard's Towing. If you find yourself in a jam and need help getting your vehicle out of a tough situation, Bernard's Towing is there to help you get your car where you need it to be. Remember, Call us once and be hooked. You can contact Bernard's Towing at 804-380-2774 or at 804-495-51. Big Jack's Cooking with Orlon Big Jack Jackson. They specialize in Southern comfort food. Orlon told us one time in a broadcast, if it's comfortable, they'll cook it. So if you're looking for amazing Southern comfort food, reach out to Big Jack's Cooking at 8830 Otterburn Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002. Or by phone at 804-405-0330.
So,
You can.
Darrell, the last loss for Richmond was against Rhode Island. They played Rhode Island here on a Wednesday night at 6 p.m. I would expect the atmosphere to be just like we had tonight, or probably even more, because that's a huge game. Richmond won 4 straight. VCU, of course, they lost to Rhode Island, which was crazy, only by 5 points. Think about that. VCU lost to Rhode Island, who beat Richmond by 5 points.
Yes.
This is why the A-10 is just so unpredictable.
You never know. We've talked about it for years. If a team gets hot going into that tournament, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And that's where it's scary. And VCU has shown glimpses. Like in that game against Rhode Island, they were down 23-10. Came back and almost made something happen, as we see Sotelo gets 2 points off the glass to make it a 27-point
Yeah, and you
game.
look at Richmond. Richmond's got to go to Mason next. That's a dangerous game.
That's a really dangerous game.
That's a dangerous game. But, like I said, VCU has not cut the deficit below 20 here in the second half. But I still like the way they're fighting. I like the way that they're coming out and not quitting.
Yeah, good hustle play right there. Everybody diving on the floor for the basketball.
Yeah. But it comes down to this as well. VCU just doesn't have the guns. We can sit here, we can say everything. They don't have the guns compared to. Look at the roster Richmond has compared to VCU.
Richmond has,
and we're not used to saying
roster.
things like that.
Yeah. For the longest time, we talked about how VCU was just set the standard in the Atlantic. 10 and a 3, knocked down by H.O. Olstrom. She's got 18. So Konarzovic tries to get something going inside against Olstrom. Can't get that one to go, and it's a rebound by Dugan.
Yeah, this is a 30-point game now. VCU's going to have to try to do something before this thing gets really ugly.
Sweeney driving to the basket off the glass for 2.
That was certified disgusting. As we usually do certified dimes, but that was just, there was no help. Defense, nothing. I mean, look at the VCU faithful. I mean, they're like, guys, what are you doing? Let's get something going.
That one's knocked away, and a great save by my man Craig Coker on the Spiders broadcast.
Another turnover by VCU. The rails, the train is definitely coming off the rails here.
It's a tough go. I mean, but Richmond, this is probably one of the most, at this point, that I've seen in this. This is probably one of the most dominant contests that I've seen Richmond have against this team.
They're putting together a complete game, and like you said, it's a 5-game winning streak. There was a time where their teams were splitting and things like that. No, this has been dominated by Richmond.
We got a foul on the floor. It's on Sotelo. And so we'll see Sweeney. She'll take it out for Richmond under the basket. She's looking for someone, and she finds Tiara Simon. Simon driving to the basket, tries to work something. Nice pass to right. Oh, and she can't get it to go.
I would have called it a certified dime, but she missed a shot. But that was a great pass. Getting to the basket, getting the ball out. But, again, VCU barely guarding the ball there. That should have been an easy shot there for Richmond.
Then one person I've talked about her a lot during broadcast, and that's Rain, number 1 Rain, right, who missed the layup. She is going to be really good once she gets comfortable in this league.
Yeah.
One of the best defensive players that I've seen. She's got a state championship under her belt at Manchester. Actually, fun fact, her and my daughter played on the team together before my daughter said, nah, track's my thing. Track's my thing. I can't, my daughter wasn't sniffing any time on that really, really good Manchester basketball
And
team.
you should give your daughter a shout out. She's coming to a track near you this upcoming spring.
Yes. My daughter, who plays or runs track for Randolph College down in Lynchburg, she does a lot of track meets. Had a track meet yesterday. She PR'd in the 400, so I'm super proud of her. Keep doing your thing, baby. And Sotelo with the rebound for the Rams.
Sotelo like she's on the track meet right now.
Sotelo finds White. Griffin. Little stub step. Tries to drive against Dewey. And there's Ty Williams for three. That one hits off the right corner of the rim, and we've got some contact. And I think this is going to stay with VCU. And Sotelo is just going to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Well, we just said she ran a whole track meet. She was going faster than I've ever seen her run before.
She comes up a little slow. Crespin's coming back in. Zachariah. I'll tell you one thing I like about Zachariah's game. One game that I saw her play, I can tell just based off of her style who she patterns her game after, and it's Dirk Nowitzki. I saw the fadeaway off the one. I mean, everything. She did it like the entire game, and I said, okay, I see where you pattern your game after.
I mean, you can tell by the way she wears her shirt.
Yep. Just like Dirk.
Yep.
And so now Newell has the basketball. Double team here by the Rams. Great job by White and Crespin at the top, but they left.
Certified dime. That was a great pass.
That's Richmond's biggest thing. If there's anybody that knows how to move the basketball around, this is the Richmond Spiders team.
Yes, they do. They know how to pass the ball. They know how to assist. They know how to. They know how to. You can tell they have the camaraderie together, and that's very important.
Wright knocks the ball away there. Once again, I mean, this freshman has seen a lot of time for Richmond, and I think they see her and Pachetti as the future here. You know, the future Spiders that can make a lot of impact. White's fadeaway doesn't go.
And unfortunately, a lot of people don't like to hear about the future, but hey, that's what it is sometimes. Nice shot by White.
McKenna White knocks down the three. It's a really nice game.
Yeah, they finally got a three-point shot to go here in the second half.
White's got 7.
Wow.
Alstrom for 3. That one with the hand in her face almost went down.
That's dangerous living if you're VCU. With you already being down 64-33.
So Owens caught on White. Team's third foul. 64-33 here with 29 seconds left here in the third quarter. We used to have another quarter of basketball.
Yeah, we do.
We used to have another quarter of basketball.
Yeah, we do.
And Richmond's playing out of their minds right now.
But again, it's important for VCU. Even though this game is essentially in the books, they still have to come out here and they still have to show some fight. They still have to, show that, hey, look, we're gonna continue to play hard basketball no matter what the score is.
I feel like that February 1st game is going to be a lot closer contest. Crespin from deep, and that one will go out of bounds, and that will send us, ladies and gentlemen, to the fourth quarter with the score. The Richmond Spiders 64, the VCU Rams 33. We'll be back here on the LegacyMaker Sports Network in just a few minutes.
If Crespin is gonna, she needs to at least hit the basket with my hype her up like I'm doing.
Crossroads Community Services Board is one of 39 Virginia community services boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-548-1688. And if you need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. Bernard's Towing. If you find yourself in a jam and need help getting your vehicle out of a tough situation, Bernard's Towing is there to help you get your car where you need it to be. Remember, call us once and be hooked. You can contact Bernard's Towing at 804-380-2774 or at 804-495-51. Perfect Mix, the 100% natural, handcrafted, fruit blended premium lemonades. If you want the perfect lemonade, Perfect Mix is just right for you. Follow us on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Instagram at Perfect Mix, on Facebook at Perfect Mix. You can go and get your orders right now. Just reach out to us via our social media pages. Shipping and delivery are available.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Fourth quarter underway. Rams are down by 31. The Spiders have been cooking on all cylinders here, and we've got a whistle already.
I mean, wouldn't it be something if VCU had a storybook comeback?
Man, wouldn't that be something to see?
I mean, it would be storybook. I'm telling you, man. I mean, they would talk about that for decades.
Forever. I would just take, make it a 10-point game. Just the energy of seeing them make the move on the way back would be cool. So now Williams will take it at the top of the key, being guarded by Perchetti. Perchetti, one of those young, talented players for Richmond. Inside to Zachariah, going up against Dugan, and she can't get it to go. Rebound Dugan.
I'll tell you one thing, they got a better chance of comeback than Carlton did of making that half-court shot.
And we all know how that went down.
Yes, we do.
Rebound by Zachariah. Freshman up the floor. Nice little move going to the basket, but Newell's able to stop it. They kick it out to Ty Williams.
That defense is just too tough. The defense is very, very strong. It looks like they're bringing in some of the reserves. Another turnover. Yes. And again, you talk about Simon and that defense. Elite defense.
And there's Perchetti. Takes the pass. They give it to Newell. Wright, who's open, decided not to take the three. Perchetti for three. That one hits off the left side, and Wright fighting for the rebound.
Oh, I'm sorry, Wright. I apologize. Wright, not Simon. Right.
So they call a foul on Wright.
I was thinking Simon because you just can't tell the difference. Everyone's defense is so elite when it comes to Richmond. They all look the same.
I mean, look, and that's the thing. We've seen so much good defensive play from the Spiders in this one, and it feels like everybody's making plays. White with the elbow jumper, that doesn't go. Zachariah battling against three Spiders trying to get the rebound, and Peyton Richards is the one that comes on top with the basketball.
Zachariah even walks like dirt.
I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing. I noticed it in the game against when they were playing against Howard. And I said, wow, everything I see is just Dirk Nowitzki.
All she needs now is the hair flip.
And that would be all she needs.
Yep.
Simon will get it over to Sweeney. And now Simon looking for it inside, being guarded by Griffin. Simon trying to work down low. Freshman got a piece of it. Richards for three. It rolled out. Rebound by Zachariah.
Simon, just like Simon Dean, has made VCU lose their smile.
Oh, man, Simon Dean. There's a toss back. They pulled deep in his wrestling band for Simon
Dean.
For
those wrestling fans who get the reference.
Oh, man, the Simon Dean reference. Who thought we would get that in 2025? That's when you know Robb is a wrestling encyclopedia.
Hey, I try.
And we'll see Sweeney take it out under the basket. over to Sam Dewey, way of Illinois.
Nice defense there by Crespin. Again, like I say, she's not going to light it up this year as far as the scoring, but
Tiara Simon from the corner.
Speaking of Simon, Simon says, trifecta.
Preston over to Crespin.
Did I just invent something?
You did, sir. It was smooth. Crespin for 3.
I just invented something.
It was nice. I started smiling as soon as you said it. And here comes the rebound by Ulstrom. So now she will take it up the floor, up by 34. Ulstrom leading the way with 20 points for the Spiders.
We need to get that copyrighted quickly.
Real quick. Simon under, tries to go up and under with the left.
Simon says, basket.
It's 69-33. And Griffin will give it over to Williams. Williams looks across court for Preston, who's being guarded by Ulstrom. Swing it back to White, looking for 3. That one, and for the second time this game, she misses the entire basket. And it looks like Sotelo will come in for White.
Simon says no.
What a great run here for Simon, as she has 8 points in the game, 2 rebounds, 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point line.
And like you said, she's going to be really good. She's going to be really good going into the future. This VCU team has the VCU, of course, they're over now talking strategy. But this Richmond team has the formula. They've got the coaching in place. They've got everything in place to become a small little dynasty coming up here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Richmond's been one of the best mid-majors in the country.
Well, mid-major's not a dynasty. You guys got to win some tournaments.
They've been one of the best mid-majors in the country for the last couple of years. And, you know, Coach Russell has done such a good job. Now, I don't like throwing it out there in the atmosphere, but how long before some of the big boys start knocking on Coach Russell's door, if they already haven't?
Well,
because he's had a really good run here at Richmond, and it's hard, you know. And I know they just signed an extension, but it's something I've thought about for a while because of the talent that he's been able to. He's a really good recruiter.
I want you to look at Virginia right now, what they're doing. When they got VCU's men's head coach from last year, how well they're playing. Somebody is going to look to try to come and get him. I mean, look at the team he's assembled. Richmond at one time had a bunch of players who really didn't belong on the court.
Yes.
They're good players. They were okay players. But what he's built here, just imagine at a bigger scene with a bigger budget, etc. And really, when you look at it, when you look at NIL and all that stuff, who's got more money in Richmond? Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
And being serious here, I'm not trying to be funny, but you look at the Indianas of the world. Look at what they've done with NIL. Richmond has deep pockets. This is a community that you know, people got some deep pockets around here.
This university does support.
Yes.
And they support hard. Under, you know, no matter what the circumstances, especially in their major sports, football, basketball, they come out strong. So it'll be very interesting to see if that's something that happens after this season. I thought it was going to happen last year when Tech job came available, and I said, man, if this is going to be it, this might be the time. But I also think that there's a chance that Coach Russell just wants to see his kids grow up in Richmond. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a big part of it. And, you know, if that's the case, I know the Richmond Spiders have got their fingers crossed, elbows crossed, knees crossed. Because if they can keep Coach Russell around, they're going to be a powerhouse for a while.
Yeah,
a long while.
And we also have to keep it real about Richmond. I mean, this is a desired job as well. This is a desired job. And you know, and with Coach Russell, you have to also be very transparent in this sense. You have to also strike while the iron is hot. We saw what happened with Bethel Boyle. Bethel Boyle had this program cooking for a long time. And we had the thought that she would go somewhere else. But again, you know, she's still a great coach, but you have to sometimes strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how it all kind of goes down, you know. And, you know, and like I said, we're not trying to throw it out there and have the Richmond fans mad at us or anything, but, you know, reality is reality now in the way of the sports world. So,
exactly.
You know, and so he has been a great great partner, a great friend. And as Peyton Richards gets 2 points on the basket there, he's been a really good, person of the network. We've had him on multiple occasions. He's been a good friend to the LegacyMaker Sports Network.
Oh, most definitely.
And Dewey gets the steal.
LegacyMaker Sports Network established in
almost in 1917, 2017. Almost 10 years. We're sitting at 9 years coming in August. If you'd have told me that, I still wouldn't even believe it. As Griffin goes in for 2.
Nice by Griffin.
And so now we'll see Olstrom bring it up the floor here. 6 minutes left in the fourth as the Spiders continue to pile on here as they try to get their 16th win of the season.
Go to 5 straight wins, and Olstrom is one of the most unselfish players in the nation.
I tell you, and that's what I think makes this Richmond team special. It's not me, it's we.
Exactly.
As Allie Sweeney goes with the reverse, 73-35. This Richmond team is just ready for everything.
Don't mess with Sweeney. She's from Jersey.
Hey, we all know.
Jersey don't play.
Jersey don't play.
Jersey don't play.
73-35 as Preston will swing it over to Crespin for 3, and her 3 won't go. Rebound by Simon.
Mr. Owens, you know what the funniest stat of this game is so far?
What's that?
Both teams are 4 or 5 from the free throw line. The whistles have not mattered today. That goes to show you what this blowout has been. 4 or 5 from both teams. In the past, these teams have been shooting 10-plus free throws.
Exactly. We haven't seen any of that today. They've let them play.
Get inside there.
For 2.
Deboya, good job. Again, Deboya, I'm telling you, get her more into the basketball games. Get her more experience. You cannot teach that size. I like her game. I like the way that she does things on the court. Now, of course, Richmond has the reserves, and we get all that. But, again, you can't teach 6'7", 6'8".
No, you can't.
And she has size.
And she does have ability around the basket. We've seen it.
Yes.
So 73-37, Simon at the top. On the floor for Richmond right now is Simon, Dewey, Richards, Sweeney, and Olstrom on the floor for the Rams.
Simon had 2 defenders on her. Simon says, my ball.
On the floor for the Rams, Knežević, and they're taking a couple people out, so I think maybe Deboya. We'll give you that in a little bit. The media timeout is here, 73-37. We'll be back here on the LegacyMaker Sports Network in just a little bit.
I just need one more to get through today.
In 2023, nearly 80,000 Americans died from opioid overdoses. About 3 out of 4 overdose deaths.
I'll send you that new character skin if I lose this one.
For youths aged 12 to 17, esports significantly increases participating in gambling activities.
Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced financial professional ready to guide you on your financial journey. Her expertise lies in helping clients create a robust and enduring financial foundation to build on into the future. So you can reach out to Rita Stewart by phone at 804-677-7555, on Instagram at Money Matters and T, on the World Wide Web at LegacyFinancialWellness.com, on Facebook at Legacy Financial Wellness, or at her personal email at rita.stewart@5ringsfinancial.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, history has been made. The Spiders, Lady Spiders, biggest crowd of all time, 5,224 in attendance.
Rivalries matter. And again, this right here should not only put the focus back into VCU, the fans. We're throwing the challenge out to you, VCU fans. Come out and show out February 1st. This is record attendance.
And this is a beautiful thing.
It's a great thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
But let's be honest here. Again, LegacyMaker Sports Network has led the fight in women's basketball. People can say that they do it, they've done it, whatever. No, LegacyMaker Sports Network over the last almost decade has led the fight in women's basketball.
We've done a lot of women's basketball games.
Women's football, there. Everything. My
Yes.
God, what a shot.
Alicia Newell with a great move. And just like that, it's a 75-39 game.
My question, Darrell, is who is going to actually shoot a free throw this half?
It might actually happen. You done said it now. You know, that old broadcaster jinx will kick in.
Hey, look, and you look at the turnovers, 15 for Richmond, 21 for VCU. The numbers really haven't dictated this is a blowout. But you look at the scoreboard, and that's a different story.
The toughest part to see, Richmond shooting 50% from the field.
Yes.
And then VCU shooting 29, excuse me.
Nice pass, certified dime there. That's a beautiful pass.
So nice job by Preston. They'll get 2 points,
And I
75-41.
believe that was an assist there by Crespin as well.
And now Newell will bring it up the floor for the Spiders.
Look at that speed. Look at that speed.
Oh, she lost control of the basketball too fast.
Yeah.
And now Griffin up the floor, seeing Williams. This should be an easy two for Ty Williams.
Yeah.
And she knocks it down.
Let's see if they can cut this down to a 30-point game.
Little work here. What I will say is Crespin.
If my math is right.
Yeah, Crespin fighting all the way, but Perchetti to the basket, 77-43.
And why is this important? Why is this important right now for Richmond? You are seeing what your reserves can do. You're seeing that your reserves can still come out here and still play against the VCU and have success. So it's very critical.
Now, another one of those reserves that Richmond are excited about, Shanika Campbell, the 6'2" freshman forward from Bronx, New York.
I got to do it again for you. Simon says, rebound.
Simon's had herself a really nice day.
Yes, she has. The thing both teams want to avoid here is the I word, injuries.
Yeah, and that's funny you say that because Newell coming off of the injury that she had a couple of weeks ago. She didn't end up playing in the last game, and they end up starting right in her place. But she seems to be okay now the way she was running up and down the court just a few seconds ago. So she's come in. She's had herself a solid day, 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Yeah. And as we see Simon out the game, Simon says, water break.
Richard over to Perchetti for 3. Perchetti's 3 doesn't go, rebound by Kanerzovic. I will say, I'm going to tell you a person, and speaking of, that I thought would have a better game, and that's Kanerzovic. She has not been in the game. She's the leading scorer on this team. She has not produced for VCU the way they needed her to.
Definitely. And, coming off that Rhode Island game, you would think that this team would have some more confidence where you basically go down to the top team in the conference who beat your rival by, 12 points. So it's Jekyll and Hyde sometimes for VCU, but we'll see if they can improve here. And they should be angry. I mean, you have a record crowd come out, over 5,200+ people out here today, and you're down by 30+. It has to infuriate you. If it doesn't put a fire in your belly, then I don't know what will.
And Manatee to the basket.
Wow, we got a foul.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's your fault.
I'm shocked. It definitely is my fault.
As your fault, sir. You called it.
Definitely is my fault.
Yeah, and it's funny because I still feel this way. I feel like that February 1st game is going to be a lot more competitive than what we saw here today.
Definitely.
And granted, VCU has not given up, but I feel like we'll see a closer game in that contest.
Well, let's just hope when they leave the court they're not smiling like John Cena.
Griffin will get the rebound and bring it up the floor for VCU. A little push off there on Scott. And then she'll back it up here with 1:20 left in this contest. Just a great job overall by the Spiders, and it's knocked away by Perchetti. Williams able to get it back. Now Perchetti looking across to Kanerzovic, and she knocks down the jumper.
Nice shot. Yeah, I believe she'll play better, but this will send VCU to 6 and. Oh man.
I was ready.
Oh, you were.
I was ready at all times.
To 6 and 13. Listen, I think we may have just got on TV there, buddy.
Maybe.
And I was looking scared. But no, so they'll be 6 and 13 after this game. They got George Washington, Davidson, Fordham, and then they have Richmond. So you'll have Fordham before you get them at home. So and then you have to go to Rhode Island after you play Loyola. So this is still going to be a tough stretch for VCU, but we'll definitely see what they can do here. But
yeah, VCU can definitely win some of those games. I've seen them play. Fordham played Richmond kind of tough, but they're also a young team, kind of growing. Had a couple moves here. There's a lot of teams in the conference that are still trying to figure themselves out.
Exactly.
And VCU's one of them. Kanerzovic hadn't scored all game.
See, right there. She needs to take that momentum into the next game, the next game, and the next game. She could have been doing that, but however, we do have the reserves in. We understand that. However,
it's her first 2 points of the game.
Exactly.
I mean, she scored before then, but when your leading scorer comes in and doesn't score until the last 40 seconds of the contest, it's a really tough deal.
And it looks like Richmond's going to get away here with a 30-point victory. This again should light a fire under the belly of the VCU Lady Rams.
So congratulations. Hashtag Battle of the 804 goes to the Richmond Spiders.
6 straight victories. 6 straight. Trying to make it 7 straight on February the 1st.
It has been a very, very this season watching the Spiders play. They've had, obviously I still don't think they're as good as last year's team.
No, not at all.
But they have potential to still make runs, still win a game in the tournament. Last year, the A-10 got 3 teams in the tournament. Usually they just get 1. They got 3 teams in there and a chance to make that happen again this year.
But here's the thing, if you're Richmond, you don't want to peak. You don't want to peak just yet. That loss to Rhode Island was the best thing to happen to them.
Yes.
You do not want to peak yet. What you want to do is continue to grow, and because that's been that word all day is growth and growing. What you want to do if you're Richmond, starting with that Rhode Island game, that's what you really want to show. Even though you showed greatness today, that's the game you really want to start showing, start peaking, going to the tournament, and then possibly getting a win in the NCAA tournament. Because NCAA tournament this year, there's a possibility that they can get a win.
Yeah.
If they get in, there's a possibility.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird stretch. Right towards the end of the season, Richmond has to face LaSalle, who's having a solid season, and that doesn't happen often.
No, very rare.
Rhode Island, the last home game of the year is Rhode Island here before they hit St. Joe's to end the season.
Yes.
So that's going to be a really big matchup here. And I know that's looking ahead, but there's so many big matchups that are going to happen.
That's a Wednesday night. That's a Wednesday night. That's going to be probably a cold night. A lot of people are going to want to probably come in and watch some basketball, get some popcorn, get some good snacks. This Richmond team is very legitimate, and they are scary. And the crazy thing is, they could have played even better than they played tonight.
Agreed.
And only shot 5 free throws. Imagine if they would have shot some free throws.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, this thing ended in such a crazy way.
Granny with the two. We see Granny with the Tupac bandana on.
Hey, look. Hey, Granny's ready for business.
She's ready for business. Just like Richmond was ready for business tonight.
So, well, look, great game overall for Richmond, and this is what you want to see. If you're Coach Russell, you have to be happy with this. Coach Bethel Boyle, you saw probably some bright spots, but you're still trying to figure out what's that lineup, what's that special lineup that's going to help you make a push throughout the rest of the season.
And with the injuries, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. But, again, you only lose Rhode Island by 5. I know we don't do, moral victories. But if you can kind of get that effort, bring that defensive effort that I know VCU can bring, maybe they can get some things done here at the end of the season.
Yeah, and that's what I'm interested to see. Final points here, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here. Leading the way for VCU, Soraya Griffin, she had 15. White chipped in with 7. You had DeBoyer with 4, Williams with 2, Knerzovic with 4 points, Sotelo with 4, Crespin with 3, Zachariah with 2, Preston with 2. For Richmond, leading the way, Rachel Alstrom. She had 20 points on the day. She was 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, 8 for 12 from the field, 2 rebounds on the day. Dugan, 14 points, extending her double-digit scoring streak to 21 games.
Wow.
So now she is 14 for 7 on the day with 3 assists. Simon, 8 points. Perchetti had 2. had 9. Richard had 2. Sweeney had 12. Dewey had 6. And then Newell, who had 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists on the day.
And I'll tell you, the player I was very impressed with again was Simon. Simon says, bright future.
Tiara Simon, one of the most craftiest veterans in the Atlantic 10. So many great years at St. Louis, coming over to the Spiders in the offseason. And I feel like she could be the piece that really helps them along the way as we get closer to the tournament.
X factor, definitely. There are a lot of X factors on this team. Once you get past the starting lineup, there are a lot of factors on this team that are really, really great pieces for this Richmond team.
All right, everybody, you heard it here. That's my man Robb Johnson here on the LegacyMaker Sports Network. I'm Darrell Owens. It's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. We'll be back to bring you some games here soon. We'll announce that on our page once we have our next game. We'll definitely be back for VCU in Richmond at VCU, so just be prepared for that on February the 1st, but we'll let you know when our next game is coming out. Once again, everybody, I'm Darrell Owens. That's Robb Johnson. We'll see you all soon. Until then, take care, and make sure y'all check out and subscribe to the LegacyMaker Sports Network.